Yes, guys, Ryjack back for another video. Today, we're looking at City versus Real Madrid in the Champions League match day 6. Champions League is amazing. As I always say on the channel, it is my preferred competition to win this season. I would like to win the Champions League over everything else because getting that second Champions League takes us to an entirely new level as a club. Just my opinion. Let me know what you think about that in the comments, of course. Premier League or Champions League. Champions League for me this season. However, we might have a shot at both, to be honest with you. So before we do start this preview, always appreciate the support on the channel. We are almost at 700 subs, but I'm pushing for 1,000. 1,000 subs is what we're going for. So if you are new, hit sub, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on everything Man City. So let's take a look. I have the Champions League table here. Currently, City are just outside the top 8 at the moment. We are sitting in 9th on 10 points. However, that is goal differential. Ideally, if you get 16 points, you're probably top 8. So 2 more wins out of the last 3 games should get it done. 17 points definitely guarantees it, but I think 16 will be enough. So 2 wins, 1 loss, or 2 wins and a draw, I think is enough, in my opinion, for City to qualify for the Champions League. Automatic top 8. Madrid are doing pretty well. They're sitting on 12 points, so maybe they have the ability to take this game a little bit more lightly than we do. However, it is Real Madrid. It is the Champions League, and I don't think they ever take those games lightly. As well as some building pressure on manager Xabi Alonso, who rumors say if he does not beat Man City, he could be sacked. Whether that's true or not, that's what I've seen on Twitter today. You'll have to let me know if those reports are accurate or not. If you're a Madrid fan, of course, let me know. But from what I can tell, the board is not really happy with Xabi Alonso. The dressing room, there's the Vinny Jr. issues. People are not super thrilled with what's going on in Madrid. I mean, in the Champions League, their campaign has been good. 4 wins out of 5 games. However, in La Liga, if you take a look at the table, as it loads for me, they are sitting in second, 4 points back from Barcelona, and I guess that is unacceptable for Real Madrid. They would like wins only in the Champions League. If you look as well in their league form, not great at all. So it is what it is for Real Madrid. If we take a look at their expected lineup here, of course, big names as always, as you always do play Madrid. They have big names everywhere. Front attacking lineup of Vinny, Mbappe, Brahim Diaz, former Man City man, Arda Güler, who's been linked somewhat with the Premier League move, potentially City. I don't know that I actually see that happening, but Arda Güler will be one to watch, of course. Camavinga Tchouaméni is a fantastic double pivot / dual 8 midfield that they've got. Left back looks like it'll be Gonzalo Garcia. Or is it Fran Garcia? I don't know. One of the Garcias. Carras is a new signing from, I want to say, the Portuguese league. I'm pretty sure. Asensio was really good against us last year. I should know this. We play Real Madrid every single year. And Fede Valverde looks like the right back with Carvajal and Trent injured at the moment. Lunin in goal. I guess Courtois is also injured potentially, but he's not listed here, so I'm not sure on that one exactly. In injuries, it does show Carvajal out, which is a big miss for them. I know he's up there in age, but every time I watch Carvajal, I just think, what a quality right back this guy is. David Alaba, maybe not quite at his peak that he once was, but he is out. Dean Huijsen, big signing from Bournemouth. He is out potentially as well. I did see Militao is out for sure. He's a fantastic player and not going to be available. Ferland Mendy still injured, and Trent still injured as well. According to this could be slightly incorrect, but that's what we know. And what the information I've seen is that these are the players who are potential misses from the game. If you look at City's injury situation, unfortunately, John Stones has added himself to the list. Not sure what happened. Maybe it was in training, something, but no one has any idea, from what I know, what the actual injury is, when he'll be back. It says late December, but I think that's a guess. Kovacic still out until January, according to this. And Rodri, again, also still not ready. Every time Pep is asked about it, you're going to get the same thing. Rodri will be back soon. When is soon? Who knows? Who knows when soon is? If you look at City and Champions League, I feel like this win basically gives us automatic qualification. So potentially, we do go pretty strong for this game and go for the win. However, winning at the Bernabeu is no easy task. It's not something City have done a ton of. We have played them quite a bit, but if you will look, let's see here. For Real Madrid at home against City, we have beaten them once in the last 13 years. Of course, we don't play them every year, but we did beat them 2-1 in the Champions League. I think this is the semifinal potentially in 2020. So take that with what you will. We have not actually won at the Bernabeu since 2020, having only played there, basically every year since then. It's a difficult game. It's a difficult place to win, and Madrid just always show up in the Champions League. In general, we're pretty good against Madrid, but at the Bernabeu, kind of a different story. So this lineup here is basically the same lineup that we went with against Sunderland. Will we see that? I don't know exactly. I think I would like to change it up slightly, but it's difficult because we could really lose this game and still be okay for top 8. We could lose this one and then win the following 2 remaining, Bodo Glimt and Galatasaray, which are obviously much more doable, winnable games than at the Bernabeu. And we finish on 16 points. You get the top 8 qualification. So could City rest in this game? You could, but Madrid, I just think City are going to go for it, and they're not going to rest, probably. I don't really see it. Of course, we do have to watch for Kylian Mbappe, who surely leads the Champions League in 9 goals this season so far, which is incredible for him. Haaland only sitting on 5 at the moment. Now, let's look at the lineup builder that I have set up here. I have filled in my 5 that I am basically 100% confident are starting the game. Donnarumma in goal. Of course he plays. Of course he starts. He could be the difference maker in the game with his just supernatural ability to get saves for us. Saved us against Sunderland. Could do it again against Madrid. Ruben Diaz has been really improved this season. I know the last couple of years he's been maybe semi-down, but this year seemingly he has taken on positive form. He's been a leader, and he actually scored a thunderbolt goal at the weekend. So I do think Diaz starts for sure. Nico G has to start every game until either Roger or Kovacic comes back. Pep said it himself. No one else can play this position. Phil Foden is in absolute scintillating form. 5 goals in the last week for City. So, of course, he starts, and Haaland starts. Of course he does. It's Champions League. This is what Haaland is here for, to win at the Bernabeu. The other positions, though, they are up for grabs in terms of, do you rotate or do you go with the same squad? And I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to fill it out here as I go. I do think you're going to see Gvardiol again. John Stones is out injured. That leaves Nathan Ake, Kusanov as options for the other center back position. You're not going to see Kusanov. I just don't think that happens. You could see him potentially at right back, I guess, but if you start Cherki, I'm not sure Kusanov works at right back with Cherki in the lineup because Cherki inverts so far into midfield. You need that up and down the pitch right back. That was what Mateus Nunes offers. I don't think there's much you can do if you start Cherki and Kusanov because that just basically leaves the right wing completely naked. No one will be there because you're not going to get that from Kusanov. So I want Ryan Cherki to start. I think the fans want Ryan Cherki to start. He was phenomenal against Sunderland, man of the match performance. So for me, I'm going to start him at right mid, who is kind of a false winger situation. He can come inside. With that being said, I think you have to start Mateus Nunes at right back based on what I just said previously. And in combination, when you start Foden and Cherki together, you have to play Bernardo Silva. You just do. Tijani Reinders does not ever start. When it's Foden and Cherki starting together, it is always Bernardo. It is never Tijani Reinders. And I think that's because of Bernardo's positional versatility, his ability to have a massive work rate, run up and down the pitch, fill in, Nico G if he gets a bit more forward, and Tajani just doesn't offer that really. Tajani is much more of an attacking threat, but at that point, you're really leaving your back line exposed with just Nico G in the back four because Foden, Tajani, Cherky, all attacking players, and I just don't think Pep is going to do that. So you do get to the left back position here to fill in. Nico O'Reilly has been fantastic. He's been maybe our best player this season, bar Haaland, of course. Haaland has been amazing. So I just don't think Ryan Aït-Nouri has it at the moment. He's just not going to play. I don't really think he's got any opportunity, Ryan Aït-Nouri, to get in over Nico O'Reilly. Aït-Nouri as well is going to AFCON shortly. And maybe Pep just doesn't want to play them until they're back and we have, more of a timetable of being able to get them in a rhythm and playing, because do you want to play him and then he leaves and then you got to resub in that position? I don't know. Nico O'Reilly just seems like he's the one who's going to continually start at left back for the time being. Then you get to this left wing position. You got a couple of options. You have Jeremy Doku, who is probably most likely to start. You have Savinho, who Pep praised the other day for his work rate, and he lost the ball, was able to track back, which is, I'm sure City fans are not thrilled with those comments. He said he's going to play a lot of minutes going forward. I know City fans are super upset with Savinho and on the verge of being just done with him as a player. I get it. I feel the frustration. I am frustrated with him as well. But I don't think Savinho starts this one. I really think it's between Doku and Marmoush. Maybe there's a shout for Marmoush, but I don't know. I think you probably will see Jeremy Doku, and Pep is just going to say, this is my strongest 11. This is what we're going with. If we make subs, that's your opportunity to prove it that you can get into this lineup. Madrid is too important of a game to mess around with subs. That's how I feel at the moment, and I think this is the lineup we will see, and this is probably what I would do as well. This starting 11, is it an issue that we don't make any changes at all? Potentially, but I just don't know where you can make the changes and still feel comfortable that you can compete with Real Madrid. I don't see it at the moment. I don't know that City actually have the squad depth required to be able to rotate like we probably should. So it's a roll of the dice. Do City win with this setup? I think it'll be extremely difficult, but I am going to go with a 1-1 draw. Too difficult a place to go and win the game. I think 1-1 is my final prediction. Haaland gets a goal, Mbappe gets a goal. It's the preview of the World Cup in a way, France versus Norway, that we will see next summer. Anyway, that is my prediction. I am feeling very confident. I know I said draw, but I like that it's Real Madrid, and I want to see how we respond and how the boys go out there and perform for the badge, because this is a big one. A win would be absolutely massive. While I did say draw, I would love a win. So let me know what you guys think, of course, in the comments. And if you're new, like I said, hit subscribe. Super helpful for me and the channel. Comment. Let me know your thoughts on this game, and I will see you guys in the next one.